Good evening, a good Erev Shabbos B'Rshus, and with the permission of friends old and new. Tonight, we learn about Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa. Not per se the man, because that would extend this particular shiur very long, but rather what he was famous for, the dictums that he spoke that are recorded in the annals of Jewish history and ethics of our fathers. Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa says, Kol shiras xat'o kodemet לחכמתו, anybody that fear of sin comes before his wisdom, חכמתו מתקימת, his wisdom will be or will endure. V'chol shechachmasa kodemet liyiras chait, and anybody whose wisdom comes before their fear of sin, ein chachmasa miskayemes. Hu haya omer. He used to say. Who used to say? Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa used to say, Kol shema'asav merubim mechachmasa. Anybody whose deeds are greater than his wisdom, chachmasa miskayemes. His wisdom will endure. And anybody whose wisdom is greater than their deeds, ein chachmasa miskayemes. David HaMelech declared, Rabbi Reishis Chochma Yiras Hashem, the beginning of all wisdom is the fear of sin. The antithesis of this, Chazal tell us, woe it is to those Talmidei Chachamim that do not have fear of sin. You may ask, is it possible that a Talmid Chacham cannot have fear of sin? Yes. There are those who just simply learn Torah. It's a science. It's another secular study for them. Ein bahem yira shemayim. Oy lohem. Woe it is to them. Ein chochmoso miskayemes. Their wisdom will not endure. Who is such a person? Comes along Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa and tells us and informs us at the end of the Mishnah, that anybody whose deeds, his wisdom is greater than their deeds, ein chachmasa miskayemes, their wisdom will not endure. He, according to Shimshon Rafael Hirsch, he who has adopted Torah study will never attain enduring wisdom, because he lacks the strength to translate the knowledge of what is right into proper conduct. He may know his duty. He knows Torah, kol Torah kula, but if he does not perform it in practice, says Rabbi Shimshon Rafael Hirsch, and is thus rich in knowledge but not in deeds, his wisdom has no permanence. It is stunted because it does not reach that stage of bloom and fruition in which it must be proven. Lo ha-medrash ha-iker, not learning and being in the Beis Medrash is the raison d'etre ela ha-ma'isa, but rather the deeds. The Baal Tenura understands this Mishnah in the following manner. Kol shiras xat'o kodemet לחכמתו, anybody who fears sin before their wisdom refers to a person whose goal is to learn Torah in order to better observe the mitzvah of fear in God. On the other hand, a person who learns Torah without the goal of becoming a God-fearing Jew and individual, this is an example of kol shechachmasa kodemet liyiras chayto. Anybody whose wisdom takes precedence, comes before their fear of sin. Comes along the Torah to mean the Baruch Shemar Baruch Epstein, and he finds that the Baal Tenura's interpretation misses the mark a little bit. Because anyone who studies Torah without the ultimate goal of becoming a God-fearing person is indeed sinful. Woe it is to those Talmidei Chachamim that have no fear of sin. As such, the phrase chachmoso eino miskayemes, that his wisdom will not endure, seems inappropriate. We would expect a harsher punishment comes along Rabbi Baruch Epstein. So he says the following: At Har Sinai, Bnei Yisrael uttered those famous words, Na'aseh v'nishma. We will do, and then we will listen. Tradition interprets it to mean that Klal Yisrael first made a commitment to observe the Torah, and only subsequently to seek understanding. Rav Chanina ben Doisa is concerned with this cardinal concept. Anyone sheyiras xeto kodemes לחכמתו, anybody who fears sin before their wisdom relates to a person who commits himself to the performance of mitzvahs and later understands them. He is that na'aseh v'nishma. On the other hand, a person who does not perform a mitzvah unless he understands it will lose out. Eino miskayemes. It will not endure. In that he may never be satisfied with the rationale for mitzvahs, even if there is none. As the Gemara in Brachos, Daf Yitzayin tells us, Tchilas Chochma, the beginning of wisdom, Tshuva u'maisim tovim. It's repentance and good deeds. So let me circle back to that which David HaMelech uttered in Tehillim and wrote, because now we can understand what he writes. Reishis Chochma Yiras Hashem, the beginning of wisdom, it's the fear of God. Zeh Na'aseh, this is the doing. Zeh mi shekayim bo divrei Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa, this is the person within whom fulfills the dictums of Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa. Shel mi, of who? Sheyiras xeto kodemes לחכמתו, that their fear of sin takes precedence and comes before their wisdom. So how does that famous pasuk in Tehillim continue that we recite every morning when we begin davening? Rishis Chochmiras Hashem, Seichel Tov L'chol Oseihem, understanding of what is good to those who practice, meaning to those who perform good deeds. And what does the Medrash Tanchuma say on those words? Seichel Tov L'chol Oseihem? Leloimdim lo nemar. It doesn't talk about those who are sitting and learning. Ele leoseihem, those who are doing. Tilaso omedes lo'ad, and his praise will remain forever, as it says with Chanina ben Doisa miskayemes. It will endure. Good Shabbos, everybody.